video, but just kind of situation I just want to talk about a little bit. Um, anyway, I don't know, man. I think there's points in time where you know, not just points in time. I think overall, you gotta assess yourself when dealing with people. You know what I mean, and assess what it is you're doing, and assess if you would want that to be done to you. You know what I mean? And then once you do that, once you can assess if you would want that to do unto you, and you do it to that person, they don't want it done, that person's probably not gonna be your cup of tea. And not that everybody's the same, but especially if it's something where it's like a habit, where it's something where it's habitual. You know what I mean? Where for me, it's like if I'm with somebody, if I'm with a woman, and she's my significant other, I want to treat her good. You understand what I'm saying? I want to treat her like an empress. I want to treat her like she's divine. You understand what I'm saying? And you can only do that when you see divinity in yourself. And if you're treating somebody a certain type of way, if you're treating them good and they're unable to receive it, that person's just not ready for it yet. Or that person's just not for you. You know? So yeah, these days I don't chase anybody. I don't feel the need to chase anyone. I don't feel the need to, you know what I mean? If it's not compatible, if I realize, all right, cool, if I realize I'm dating someone, I'm dating a female, but dating her for some time or whatever it is, and I realize that everything that it is that I do, I consider her, right? Or I do my best, and it's not reciprocated or it's not appreciated or any of those things, you know what I mean, that shows that, you know, shows some level of care. I'm sorry, man. You probably got to reassess your. You know, not even probably. You need to absolutely sit there and reassess. You know what I mean, and reassess this is the whole situation and decide if this is something that's worth it for you. It's just as simple as that. But all in all, man, I feel so blessed. You know what I mean? These days I feel blessed. I mean, you know what I mean? I feel like I've unlocked just a different state of consciousness. You know what I mean? In what we would describe as recent times. You know, to put it mildly. And it's an absolute blessing. What up, Alex? Big up, big up. Welcome, 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 welcome. It's an absolute blessing. You know what I mean? I think, what are you doing? I'm actually at work right now, but you know what I mean? I'm sitting in the car just waiting for some time to, you know what I mean? There's a few things that I got to do, but, you know, I got a little downtime right now. But big up yourself. Thank you for asking. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button as well. But yeah, in this lifetime, man, like I'm not into forcing things. Somebody said hi, Unc. What up? What up? What up? Big up yourself. Big up. Big up. Big up. Big up. Yeah, I could be Unc. I don't know. I might. Thank you for subscribing, man. I appreciate that. I could be Unc. I don't know, depending on how old you are. How's your day? My day's good. My day's good. My day's good. And you know what's crazy too? The Unc comment didn't get to me, but I just had to point this out. I actually don't have any nieces and nephews at the point of recording. At this point of recording, because my sisters are very young. I had two sisters. They're very young. And when I say very young, they're gonna be teenagers next month. You know what I mean? Like they're that young. So yeah. Big up, man. Big up, big up. Alex said he just got from school. What grade are you in, bro? Hopefully you're an adult. But either way, you know what I mean? I don't think, like, what we're talking about right now is not anything that's gonna be something that you can't listen to. But, you know, I would suggest any content that you do, as a parent myself, you know, consume online. If you are, you know what I mean, underage or in high school or something like that, you know, I would rally it by my parent first, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think that's the safe bet for you right now. But yeah, man, you know, life in itself is a blessing, and you know what I mean. I see Smiley face. Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. Yeah, life in itself is a blessing. You know what I mean? Life, and what's for you is gonna be for you. You know, it's no point in really forcing anything. You know, I'm not gonna force nothing. Like my ex hit me up, man. My ex hit me up. She out of the blue. Out of the blue. You know what I mean? A girl that I just started talking to, and I felt that it, you know what I mean, everything was smooth or whatever. We was getting to know each other, and you know, it was just good times. But I realized that the level of affection that I had for her, she may not have been had the capacity to accept it at that point. You know what I mean? Like she just didn't have the capacity to accept it. So while she was, you know what I mean, she really was into it. There was a part of her that was just kind of, she just didn't know how to really deal with it. You know what I mean? And I understand, but at the same time, me understanding her doesn't mean that I need to stick around until she figures it out. You dig what I'm saying? So I wish her all the best in terms of her figuring it out. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not trying to stop her from, you know, being great or being the best that she could be, right? But at the same time, I can't pause my life in order to, you know, facilitate, or in order to, you know, wait on the sideline hoping that I'll get a chance. You dig what I'm saying? So if I realize that I'm treating a female good, if I realize that, and between me and my ex, we wasn't together that long, right? But when we started dating and everything like that, there wasn't a sense of, we didn't, you know what I mean? There was never an argument. If there was an argument, it was about, you know, maybe not even an argument, because it wasn't an argument. It was like a one-way thing, you know what I mean? Where she was sort of telling me that she doesn't really like too much public display of affection, right? And which I understood. But that was the last time I actually saw her. Was the I believe the second time we hung out. You know what I mean? And everything was smooth. Everything was good. I felt like everything was good on my half. But then when you see people, when you see, like, if I see that I'm putting my best foot forward and I see somebody pulling away, I'm not going to continue to put my best foot forward. I'm not wired that way to think that that's going to be the best course of action. You know what I mean? Some people would, but for me, it's like, oh, okay, all right, cool. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste my time while somebody else figures it out. And yeah, especially, we don't really have that much of a foundation. You dig what I'm saying? We don't have that much of a foundation, but like, I'm not mad at she. She reached out to me the other day. When was it? Sunday. She reached out to me. You know, and she wanted to discuss how I haven't, like, sort of responded, you know what I mean, to her messages and stuff like that. And then it's like, for me, it's I figured, well, I'm treating you very kindly. I'm taking you out. I'm not asking you to take any money out of your purse or your wallet. I'm not, you know what I mean? Only thing that I ask for you to do is to be present. And if me showing affection or too much affection, if me naturally being affectionate to my significant other, if me naturally loving myself and me showing you, right, as the person or the being, right, that I choose to stand beside me, that I choose to represent, that we represent each other, I think you should be a little bit or a lot more considerate of not only your feelings, not only your own feelings, but your significant other's feelings as well. That's the way I see it. Medea Ari Wagwan Bumclat, yeah, man. Big up yourself, man. Big up Kermit. I don't even know who Kermit is. If you was a problem, Thug, you have no problems from her. Yo, what up, Terrence B? There are two damage. You probably might want to travel outside the country, my brother. Bro, you know something, Terrence? Man, I met an actual you know, an actress. I met an actress. And you know, we'll see how that goes. But you know, she's very cool, man. She's, a matter of fact, I just took her to the airport today. You know what I mean? She's flying out of state because she got a movie premiere out of state. So, you know what I mean? It was too short notice for me to be like, all right, just pick up and just go, you know, red carpet with her. But she got another one coming out this year, so maybe in November or something like that. You know what I mean? But I'm not tripping off of that. Like, you know, me personally, I got to know the person behind I didn't even know she did movies and nothing like that. And I didn't even approach her. That's just how the universe works. You understand what I'm saying? The universe works that way, right? You just gotta let go and let the universe. Just let God. Let go and let Jah. You understand what I say? Man, tell you, brother. Let go and let Jah. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So I was there, man. Like the ex that I was telling you guys about, like, so me and her, like, everything was just smooth, bro. Everything was smooth. It was just so smooth. Hey, Thrifty, baby. How you doing, Thrifty? Hope all is well with you. But like I said, everything was just so smooth. The whole relationship, like, everything was smooth. I'm not even sugarcoating, exaggerating, nothing. Everything was smooth, right? And then here I go. I figure, you know what? I took her, we hung out the day before my birthday. We hung out on my birthday, right? And we went to a comedy club, you know what I mean? Several other things. You dig what I'm saying? I never asked her to spend no money, none of that sort of stuff, right?